Hi, Kim Beatty here. I just wanted to share today with you what womb work is, part two. I recently shared about womb work in a previous video, and I wanted to follow up today and elaborate more on it, as well as provide a very simple exercise that you can practice today and every day to connect with this very sacred center within your body temple. So, first of all, womb work is not a religion. It's not a religion where you wear head wraps. I wear them. I wear head wraps actually because I like them, and they're very convenient and fashionable. So I wear them. But womb work is about connection. It's about connecting to the body temple, and in particular to this very sacred space within the body that is the womb, where gifts are housed, where healing is, where joy is. Just a multitude of feminine gifts live within the womb, and wisdom and knowledge and information. I believe our bodies are information carriers. Our womb, I call it a living library. And so doing womb work is about connecting back to this space, and I call it coming home to the body temple and coming home to the womb to be able to access all of the God-given resources that are there, present, ready for us to utilize and for us to access. Many of us, however, are not taught to connect with our bodies, to inhabit our bodies, and to flow within our bodies, to embrace our bodies. I grew up very religious, and so the teaching was that the body is the flesh leads to sin, so all that's bad, as well as the heart is wicked and you can't trust it, and so all of that is bad. And as a result, growing up, I've been very detached from my body. Later on in my adult life, I became more connected to my body and started to listen to my body temple, and have become much more receptive and open to the messages of my body. And then recently connecting to the womb space and being made aware of all of the resources that are here. And this is nothing new either. This is not just something, some new age. This is ancient wisdom. And as women, when we connect with our bodies, we connect with this ancient wisdom within us. And it's very simple. All you have to do is drop down your awareness from the head down to the womb space. And I like to say drop down our awareness and our attention, because a lot of times our attention and our awareness is up here in the stories that we're telling ourselves, that we're rehearsing over and over, the should've, would've, could've, all of that, the stress, the worries, all of the concerns. When we just still our minds and just drop down and bring our attention to the womb space, placing our hands on the womb just 2 inches below the navel, and just breathing and watching the breath, watching the rise and fall of the breath, watching the expansion and the contraction, watching the inhale and exhale, and just being there 100% with the intention to connect. It is just a beautiful, beautiful experience. The very first time I did this with the intention to connect with this sacred space within me, I wept. I cried like a baby. And I witnessed many other women have the same reaction and the same response. It is like a coming home to the womb and to the body temple. And so the more we come home, the more we can learn to trust our bodies. Our bodies are always speaking to us. Our bodies are giving us information. And when we ignore it, we detach ourselves from our feminine wisdom. We detach ourselves from our intuition. We detach ourselves from those inner hunches that tell us something is wrong, or something needs to be fixed, or something is just not right, or that we need to go to the doctor to see about something, or that we need to go to the therapist and see about something. So doing womb work allows us to connect back to the body temple, and in particular into, to that womb space, to that sacred space within us, to determine what is there that shouldn't be there. Are there connections that are there that shouldn't be there? Many of us are still holding on to a lot of unprocessed emotions within our womb space, and it's wreaking havoc on our reproductive organs. And so if you no longer have those, if you no longer have those reproductive organs, if you no longer have that uterus there or ovaries there, you still have that uterine energy. You still have ovarian energy. It's very much alive and inside your body. And so you can still place your attention on your womb space and listen and tune into the vastness, the expansion that is there within your womb space. And so when we learn to connect on a day-to-day basis, it will allow us to, learn to love ourselves a little bit more. I truly believe that when we come home to the womb and come home to the body temple and start to really love on ourselves, it will help to diminish a lot of the self-image issues that we have had growing up as a result of living disconnected from our bodies. But when we start to accept our bodies and start to love on our bodies and start to accept the things that we like about ourselves, the things that we dislike about ourselves, and hold all of that in love and compassion with no judgment, it causes us to flourish even the more. It causes us to connect with the innate cycles of our feminine flow. It causes us to rise. It causes us to be the vibrant, radiant women that we were meant to be. So I invite you to come home to the womb space. I invite you to drop down your attention from the head all the time and just sit down here into the womb space. Place your hand there and feel what's there that shouldn't be there. Feel what's there that's ready to be birthed and ready to be pushed out and ready to come forth. The womb is not a place to store fear and pain. The womb is to create and to give birth to life. So discovering what's in your womb a lot of times will come as a result of you just simply dropping down to your womb space with intention and connecting there on a day-to-day basis, and learning how to accept and love and to flow in your femininity, how to balance out the masculine energy. We all have masculine energy. We all have feminine energy, both male and female. But connecting down to the womb space allows us to be open and receptive. It allows us to be in a space of receptivity. Our womb is a very receptive space. It's a very absorbent space. And so when we connect to the womb, we come home to the body temple, we come home to the womb, and we are made aware of all of the many resources that are there within your womb, ready for you to access today, right now. Come home to the womb. The womb is not a place to store fear and pain. The womb is to create and give birth to life. Thank God for the life.